Morning, Kev.
Morning, how are you?
Not too bad yourself.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Excellent. This is our weekly roundup. We're first of all we're going to talk about the game on Saturday against Stansfeld. Obviously, not the result that you wanted. Can you share your thoughts on the performance?
Yeah, frustrating day. We said to the boys beforehand that it's a must-win game, really, and we didn't win it. And fair play to Stansfeld. I think they deserved the victory. It wasn't the prettiest game of football, and probably a bit too direct from both sides, which doesn't really suit us. But we got what we deserved ultimately, which was nothing, and we need to learn from that and learn very, very quickly, given the situation that we're in overall.
You said about the situation that you're in. Obviously, that leaves well in bottom of the table. How do you plan to improve that?
We're recruiting quite heavily at the moment. We had four or five additions last week come into the squad, so they will improve us. Hopeful that they would have hit the ground running on Saturday. I think individually they all played their part. But yeah, looking forward to working with them. We'll train this week and every week for the foreseeable future, and looking forward to the new boys getting to know the rest of the group a little bit better. We are still looking, and I think we have to really, because the situation that we're in ultimately, we haven't been good enough individually and collectively. And when you're not winning as many games, and people have played 15, 20, 25 appearances this season, there tends to be a pattern. And, if better players become available, or maybe a change of formation as we had on Saturday, then we need to consider everything that's available to us, because we don't want to be sitting bottom of the league, obviously.
Yeah, so you said about everything available. You have two under 23 teams and two under 18 teams. Is there the possibility of dipping in there to bring them into the first team?
Not at the moment. I mean, obviously, that's the long term ambition for the club and any club at our level to try and develop your own talent. I mean, at the moment, the under 23 sides are both new sides with new managers and a lot of new players. And same with the under 18s, they're actually playing first year under 18, so they're technically under 17. Some of those boys are 15, 16 years old. So I think, first team football is a bridge too far for all of those players at the moment, or the vast majority of them. But that is the long term ambition. And as the club becomes more established and bigger, that we will have players within our ranks that we can look to when we are struggling for results, or maybe we need somebody to fill in because of an injury or a suspension. So, of course, yeah, that's the whole point of having those sides. But all the more reason that we need to make sure that we stay in this division, so that those growth plans for the future are much more likely to pay dividends if we're playing at a higher level with the first team.
The first team are at home on Saturday against Deal, who are doing very well in the league. What are your thoughts? What sort of game are you expecting from them?
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. I mean, Deal I don't think they've lost since God knows when. Yeah, sort of lost one game since September. They're on a fantastic run. They're still in the FA Vars. That's all credit to them. They've had a consistent management and a consistent playing squad for the last year or two that we've come up against them. And they're without doubt one of the best sides, if not the best side in the division. If they win their games in hand, they'd be top. So, yeah, no bones about it. It's going to be a very, very difficult afternoon, but you never know what's going to happen on the day. And if I go back to this time last year, when we were struggling as a club and Deal were on a fantastic run, we beat them at home last season. So it just shows, if you turn up and perform on the day, anybody at this level of football can beat anybody else. So we'll be going into the game wary that they are a very, very good side, and we need to perform to our best. And who knows what might happen.
Yeah, well, best of luck for that. We will hear from you again next week on those results, and we later on we'll also be speaking to the Bill Reynolds, who's the under sevens and under tens manager. How long have you known Bill?
Only since last summer, really, when the club expanded with lots of youth teams from the facility down at K Sports in Aylesford. Bill was one of the more prominent people who got involved and was vocal and helped organise. And just want to thank him as well as a couple of other people, obviously, but just want to thank him for all the time and effort that he's put in this season, having to do extra work behind the scenes to make the club a better place. And yeah, as I said earlier about the under 23 and the under 18 teams, the growth of the club overall, and having people like Bill and his teams at under 7 and under 10 working their way up the levels as the years go by. That's what this club is all about for the future. So, I want to thank him for his work, and I look forward to you grilling him and asking him some questions and hearing what he's got to say.
Oh, lovely. So, good luck for Saturday. We'll all be rooting for you, and speak to you soon. Next up, we are speaking to Bill, who is the current under 7s and under 10s manager at Welling Town. Evening, Bill.
Hello there. How are you?
So just wanted to ask you a little bit about your footballing history and how you came into management.
Okay, yeah. So I've always been into it. At a young age, I was at QPR, and
Oh,
I
nice.
left QPR when I was about under 12s or 13s and went across to Dartford. And then I finished playing football at Corinthians when I was about 18. Yeah, not fell out of love so much, but I got an injury on my knee. Wasn't enjoying it, so I decided to stop playing. Then got into managing about 27, I think I was.
Veteran.
So yeah.
So you manage 2 teams at Welling Town. How did you become a part of Welling Town?
So I was doing the sides at K Sports, and obviously K Sports was going to be folding the youth sections, and Kevin decided to take on all the youth sections down at K Sports, which was about, I think it's about 18 teams he took on. So I've been doing the under 10s now since they was under 7s, and I've been doing the under 7s now since they've been kicking a ball out about four or five. So yeah.
So what made you want to take on 2 teams?
I've got boys in each team. So
Ah,
yeah, got my oldest is in the under 10s, obviously, and then me middle child's in under 7s, and now my little girl's kicking a ball around now. So no doubt that'll be coming in the next couple of years.
so you're going to move on to 3 teams.
Yes, I will.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
How is it difficult to manage a team when you've got a child in that team?
It's hard on them because you're just your last one to go. They're the first ones there. They're waiting for you when you're setting up the pitches in the mornings, and it's harder for them more than it is for me. But yeah, it's great, and I absolutely I enjoy it. It's brilliant, and I've got 2 people that help me with the under 7s, Ryan and Dan, and I've got 2 people that help me with the under 10s, which is Phil and Liam. They're great help, and we do it all as one.
How is your season going so far?
It's going well. We've gone up to C with the under 10s, which is the highest that they've been. We have lost a couple of players, unfortunately, which we're just trying to have a little rebuild now. And the under 7s is their first year at football. They're all playing with a smile on their faces. It's the most important thing about it at that age. So yeah, it's going well.
I was going to ask you about recruitment. How do you go about recruiting for those sorts of ages?
It's difficult. You play against teams, and next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, you've got a parent dropping your message or getting your number somehow, and it's just that's how it happens. We have a few social media posts out there, which is always handy. But there's a lot of interest.
That's really good because obviously the youth team are the future, and hopefully will then be walking onto the pitch as one of the first team.
That's it. Exactly that.
When you talk or think about youth football, what are your beliefs? What is your aim for the development of the youth football?
Well, watching them, it's easier for me to say about the under 10s because I've had them for 3 to 4 years now. and you watch them grow in players, and you watch their confidence grow, and it's not all about punting a ball long and chasing a ball. We've got them playing football, and it's just making the passes across the pitch, and that is keeping the ball and watching them progress is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
So rewarding.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So how do you plan on developing these teams? What's your aims for their futures and yourself?
For these teams, so the under 10s, ideally, I'd like them to just next season do 1 year at nine sides, and then I want to, as long as the parents are happy, want to try and push them into jumping up a year and playing 11 aside just in their local district league, before taking them into under 13s Kent Youth League. They're good players. That's what we want to do with them. And the under sevens at the minute for their development, I just want them to keep playing football and enjoying it. The results don't matter. It's about how they play and doing the right things and smiling. That's really it at
Yeah,
that
it's
age.
it is the important thing.
Yeah.
How easy is it at Welling Town to progress through the ages and get into that first team? Because obviously at that age,
Yeah.
that's what you aspire to. How much involvement do you have with the first team?
Yeah, so we've had players that have been mascots. They're always open to players being mascot. I could just drop like Kev a message saying, I've got three boys that want to go down and watch the first team. He's like, yep, tell them they can go and meet the first team. They can have a look around the changing room. They can go out onto the pitch after. They can see the man of the match after, and all things like that. And for them at that age, it's brilliant. For them to get the feeling of like going out there with the first team and watching them warm up and seeing the dressing room, obviously before they all get in there, the way it's all set out, and it makes them happy, and it's what they want to do like later on in life. So yeah,
Yeah, so a really good experience
yeah,
of what
brilliant.
to expect.
That's it.
Oh, well, that all sounds absolutely amazing, and you're doing an incredible job there.
Oh, thank you.
Um, so what games have you got coming up?
So we've got a game against Kings Hill for the under 10s on Sunday, which they haven't, I don't think they've lost yet this little mini season, which is going to be tough. And for the under sevens, they're playing against Seven Oaks Town on Saturday, so it should be another tough game. So yeah, looking forward to it.
So have you got any players that we should be looking out for, any future stars that we're going to be seeing gracing our TV screens?
Yes, there's a couple. There's one in the under 10s that really, really does stand out. And for me, he's one that I really would like to keep for as long as possible. And hopefully, in the 5, 6 years, maybe the under 16s, he's a good physical defender. And as long as he enjoys playing football and keeps playing football, I think this individual one here has got a long way to go in it. So yeah, there's definitely one or two, definitely.
I suppose it's quite difficult when you do have those standout players, keeping hold of them,
Yes.
because that's when the scouts come in and the academies come in and they go off on their own journey.
Well, this is it. We had two in the under 10s, very good players, and Dartford come in and took them just before Christmas, which was a bit hard. But as we said, we've taken another defender on now. We're looking for another midfielder, but that all comes, and yeah, it's hard, but it's one of them things. It's one of them things.
But I
Yeah, which
suppose
as
it,
much as I say, which as much as I don't, at this age, you've got to enjoy it more than anything, and to go to a team because of the name is, it can't be stopped. It can't be, but yeah, it's
but it's
difficult.
also a reflection on yourself and the club, in that they can come to you and they're going to get that exposure. They're also
Oh
clearly
yeah,
got quality training to
yeah,
then be seen by the academy and the bigger named clubs, and for
that's it.
them to have that progression.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see them progress. As like I'd never stand in their way, or I'd never want to do that. But it's at this age, they should be enjoying it. And it's not about the name of a club. It's about where, as a child at that age, as long as you're enjoying your football, You know, you'll get picked up, you'll get seen, but be around your friends, keep enjoying it, keep enjoying the football. And then, you know, when you get older, that is your time, in my eyes, personally. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's because football's it's quite a cutthroat business,
it
and
is. Yeah.
you can be picked up by these clubs, but you can quite quickly get dropped by them as well.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, I had that experience at a young age. That's why I'm very, you know, I'm very well, I said I was at QPR for quite a good 4, 5, 6 years, and you know, I've been there. My dad was a coach at QPR, um, and you know, he was very cutthroat. Even at 7, 8 year old, it's horrible.
Yes,
But
so my
yeah,
son had the same experience at
mm,
Crystal Palace
yeah,
at a
yeah.
brutal age of 7 and 8.
That's it. Yeah, it's yeah, I've been there and I've seen it, and it's yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice.
But
But
as
yeah,
I
this club,
say,
you know, Wellington's no like that. It's really, you know, welcoming, and as I said, Kevin's done a lot for us, because a year ago we could have had, you know, 200 kids not in a team. So it's been great. It's been brilliant.
yeah, and obviously, like as we said, youth football is the future.
Mm. Yes, it definitely is.
Well, as I said, good luck for the weekend. Hope
Thank
it
you
all
very
goes
much.
well, and thank you very much for your time.
No worries at all, and thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.